Hey guys, so this is a tutorial for how to make a Crystalview router repeater actually into a repeater. So there's a couple steps you're going to have to make for this to happen. The first step would be to take your Crystalview router and you're going to actually have to press the reset button on the back of it just to make sure all the settings are correct and back to the default settings. So you're going to take a pin or something that you can stick in this reset button right here, and you're going to now hold it for 10 seconds while it's plugged into the wall, and you're going to wait 10 seconds and you're going to take it out. That should make the router go back to its default settings. So we're going to do that, and then what the next step is, you're going to actually have to now turn the Crystalview router around to the back side where you plug it in, and you're going to have to take the password from the back of the router. Now the password is right here, so it'll say password on it, and it usually starts with 35. So we're going to actually take a piece of paper and a pencil out, and we're going to write it down exactly as we see it. So if there's capital letters, you're going to have to put in as capitals, so otherwise the password unfortunately will not work in the next step. So the next step for us would be, after we've written it down, would be we're going to go to our wireless networks and we're going to try to connect to it. As you can see right here, it says Crystalview 578040. So we're going to now connect to this network, and we are going to wait till it's up here. So hopefully you remember to actually plug it in, and it takes quite a bit of time for it to come up, but once it does, you will actually go to connect to a network, and we're going to put the security key in, which should be, for this individual piece, 3557AD4 and a 0. We're going to click OK once we've made sure that is the correct password, and it should allow us to connect. So now we're going to open a browser of your choice. Usually I just use Chrome, and we are going to now open another screen to see what happens. We are now prompted to put a login password in. This login password for every Crystalview device is the same. It's admin, which is lowercase a-d-m-i-n, and then we're going to click OK. So once you've got that in, please click OK, and the next step would be you'd be taken to the Crystalview home page. Here the settings should be DHCP, and then you can see the security key is already put in. What we're going to do is we're going to go to advanced settings, which is right here. So once you see the advanced settings, click on it please, and you should go on to the next step. As you can see right here, connection status is disconnected. We want this to say connected. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the right hand side of the screen, and we're going to look for WAN medium type. We're going to click on WAN medium type, and you should appear to this page. The next step would be to actually change. We're going to start changing the settings. We're going to go for wireless WAN. So we're going to click on here, and as you can see, the new settings have appeared. So what the next step would be we'd go to open scan. It takes a bit of time for OpenScan to work, and we're going to look for our initial router, which in my case is right here, Linksys MTG. So I'm going to write this down exactly as I see it. So Linksys MTG is right there. We're going to write the SSID down, and once we have that down, we're going to move on to the next step. So hopefully you're writing this on your piece of paper. The next step would be we'd write the channel down, which is right here. For our purposes, the channel from the initial router is 1, and the security type is WEP/WPA. So once you've written these three pieces of information down, the next step would be we need to do close scan. So now we're going to go back, we're not going to hit anything, and we're going to just press close scan. We're going to take the SSID that we actually saw in the open scan, which is Linksys MTG. We're going to put it up here. We're going to replace the Crystalview and we're going to put in Linksys, because that is my initial router. Yours would probably say something different. So this is how it's spelled, and I'm going to put that in. The channel is 1. The security mode says WEP/WPA. When you come across this, it's very important that you get this correct. Since mine says WEP/WPA, I'm going to actually go down to mixed. And once that's done, I'm going to go to the algorithm for this particular security mode. It would be TKIP and AES. So that's already clicked for us. I'm going to remove the key and I'm going to put my initial router's password in here. What I'm going to do after that's done, I am going to click apply and see what happens. It's very important that you actually get your initial router's security key right, because if you don't, this will not work, and we will see in a moment if my security password was right or if it was wrong. So it has brought us back to the Crystalview home page for the internet connection settings. We're going to click OK, and it says the password can only be 8 characters in length. So something has apparently gone wrong, and as you can see, my password is incorrect. So I'm going to go back to advanced settings. It says connecting. That is because my password is actually wrong. So I'm going to change the key to the correct password. I'm going to click apply, but after you do it the first time, the reboot screen will not show up. And as we see, we're back to this page, and let's see what happens when we go to advanced settings to see if the system status says. It says connection status still connecting. Because of that issue, we're going to now go to system tools up on the right hand corner. We are going to press reboot the router to make sure all the new settings have been adjusted for. Okay, so we're going to press OK, and we're going to wait for it to go to 100%. Okay, so it brought us back to the Crystalview internet connection settings page. We're now going to close everything out, and we're going to reopen to see what happens. Sometimes it won't work right away, and as you can see here, access error site or page not found. So what you guys want to do next is you guys want to go to 192, back to the Crystalview settings page, 192.168.2.1. We're going to open that up. We're going to see what's actually going on. We're going to make sure just in case to see if it's connected to Crystalview. It has. And we're just going to wait for the page to load up. It's asking us to prompt in our password, which is admin, which is admin. We're going to click OK like we did before. We're going to go to advanced settings. We're going to see what the connection status here is. So it is taking a little bit of time for this connection status to show up. It still says connecting. And let's see what's going on with the... We just wanted to make sure and double check that our channel and everything else is correct. And we will now see what is going on. So it appears as if the password is incorrect, which most users that are using the Crystalview router as a repeater for the first time, that's a mistake they make. So now we're going to go back and change the password to its correct password. So it's going to be okay. So now we're going to click apply, and hopefully it works this time. So we're waiting for the page to load again after the settings have been corrected. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to System Tools. We're going to go back to reboot the router because we've changed the settings. We're going to click OK, and we're going to wait for it to go back to 100%. This does take quite a bit of time, so be patient with this. Okay, so now as you can see right here, the security key is now correct for our internet settings, and let's see if it now connects. So we're gonna just go to Google and we're gonna see what happens. Okay, and voila, we are connected to the internet. Let's just check if we're connected to Crystalview. We are, and now the repeater is online. So that's it for the tutorial today, and hopefully your router repeater works. Otherwise, you can feel free to call customer service, and we'll see you next time.